Don't drink plain water again. If you're over 60, this one habit may be silently draining the blood flow you desperately need for strength, energy, and even the ability to stay firm when it matters most. Many seniors think dehydration is the problem, but the real issue is much deeper and far more frustrating. You drink water all day, yet your hands stay cold, your legs feel heavy, your energy drops by early afternoon, and your erections become weaker, slower, or disappear entirely. It feels like your body is aging faster than your mind, and no amount of water seems to fix it. Here's the part no one tells you. Plain water does almost nothing to open stiff, aging blood vessels. Meanwhile, the drink that could support stronger circulation instantly, green tea, is brewed incorrectly by nearly every man over 60, making it almost useless. This creates a shocking paradox. The solution is already in your kitchen, but your body absorbs only a fraction of its power. Today, you'll discover a simple green tea method that can begin improving blood flow within 24 hours. And once you prepare it correctly, everything changes. I'm Dr. Mohit Kara, and I've spent over 30 years helping older men restore confidence and vitality. Before we dive deeper, if you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect time. This channel is dedicated to men over 60 who want stronger circulation, better energy, and a healthier, more confident life. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another tip that could change your health for the better. And if this message already speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, type 0 so I know how to improve and serve you better. All right, let's begin by understanding why plain water simply isn't enough for an aging body, and why the right green tea formula can make all the difference. 1. Why seniors should stop depending on plain water alone. Most men are never told this, but it needs to be said plainly. At your age, plain water may be the reason your circulation feels slower, your energy fades too quickly, and your erections no longer respond the way they once did. Not because water is harmful, but because water alone cannot do what an aging body desperately needs. This may sound surprising, even unfair, but as you get older, something profound happens inside your blood vessels. They stiffen, they narrow, they lose the flexibility that once allowed blood to surge effortlessly through your body, filling your muscles, your brain, and your manhood with warmth and life. And yet every day, men over 60 are told the same advice: just drink more water. But here's the truth many doctors never explain. Hydration is not the same as circulation. You can drink 8 glasses, 10 glasses, or even a full gallon, but if your blood vessels cannot open properly, that water will not reach the places that matter most. It won't restore the strength you feel slipping away. It won't warm the coldness in your hands and feet. It won't bring back the firmness you once took for granted. And it certainly won't reverse the quiet fear that grows in the back of your mind every time your body doesn't respond. I speak with men who tell me they feel like they're slowly fading. They wake up tired, they walk slower, they feel disconnected from their own bodies, like someone pressed a dimmer switch on their vitality and never turned it back up. They keep drinking water, hoping it will make a difference, but deep down, they know it isn't working. It hydrates their mouth, their stomach, their skin, but it never reaches their confidence, their masculinity, or their sense of aliveness, because water cannot push against stiff arteries. It cannot create pressure. It cannot trigger nitric oxide, the molecule that allows a man to become firm when his mind is willing, but his body hesitates. What a man over 60 needs is not just hydration, he needs activation. Something that wakes up the inner pathways that control blood flow, something that tells his blood vessels to open, something that feeds the system responsible for strength, warmth, clarity, stamina, and performance. Something water simply cannot do. And here is the quiet heartbreak few men ever put into words. They feel themselves aging faster than they should, and they don't know how to stop it. They want to enjoy their mornings again. They want to feel steady when they stand up. They want to feel connected to their partner without worry or hesitation. They want their body to feel like theirs again. This is why what you drink matters far more than you've been taught, because the right drink doesn't just hydrate you, it changes the way your blood moves through your body, and that shift can change everything. Now that you understand why water alone isn't enough, Let's uncover why green tea holds a power that becomes even more important as a man grows older. 2. Why green tea is a circulation powerhouse for older men. Most men never realize this, but the drink they've overlooked their entire lives may be the very thing their aging blood vessels are silently begging for. It's almost unbelievable how something so simple, so ordinary, can carry one of the most powerful natural tools for circulation, and yet remain unnoticed until a man reaches the age when he needs it most. Green tea isn't just a warm beverage, it isn't just a healthy habit. For a man over 60, it becomes something entirely different. It becomes a lifeline for blood flow, a quiet ally for energy, and a forgotten key for restoring the body's ability to open its vessels and move blood the way it once did with ease. What makes this so shocking is that many men assume their issues are purely mechanical. I'm just getting older. My body is slowing down. This is just how things go. But the truth is far more hopeful. Inside every cup of green tea are compounds that speak directly to the systems that weaken with age. Catechins that protect the lining of your arteries. EGCG that encourages your vessels to open. L-theanine that calms the mind, easing the tension that often restricts blood flow long before any physical issue appears. Polyphenols that fight the oxidative damage, silently tightening your arteries year after year. And when these compounds enter the bloodstream of an older man, something remarkable begins to happen. The coldness that lingers in the hands and feet softens. The heaviness in the legs lightens. The sluggishness in the morning begins to fade. The quiet spark of vitality he thought was gone for good flickers back to life. Some men describe it as a warming sensation, others as a gentle strength returning to their core. Some feel clearer, steadier, more present in their own skin. And many tell me that for the first time in years, they feel their circulation responding again, like the system inside them has finally remembered how to work. But the emotional shift is even deeper. Because when blood flow improves, so does confidence. When the body responds, the mind begins to believe again. A man feels younger not because of magic, but because the pathways that once made him feel alive begin to reopen. His posture changes, his energy changes, his sense of connection to himself, to his partner, to his life, sharpens in a way he hasn't felt in years. And all of this comes from something as modest as a cup of green tea, something most men have access to but never fully understand. It's almost poetic how nature gives men exactly what they need in the later years of life, but only reveals its benefits once they know how to use it. Yet, as powerful as green tea is, almost no older man prepares it correctly. The tragedy is that most of its benefits are lost before they ever reach the bloodstream. And that brings us to something even more important: the critical mistakes that make green tea nearly useless for countless seniors. Let's talk about those next. 3. The critical mistake. Most seniors drink green tea the wrong way. Here's a truth that shocks almost every man over 60 when he finally hears it. Most of the green tea you've been drinking your entire life has given you only a fraction of the benefits you thought you were getting. You may have brewed it for years, thinking you were doing something good for your heart, your circulation, your energy, your erections. But the painful reality is that almost every older man prepares green tea in a way that destroys the very compounds his body needs most. It's not your fault. No one ever taught you how fragile these compounds are, how easily they can be ruined, or how quickly they can disappear before they ever have a chance to help you. This is why so many seniors feel disappointed. They sit with their warm cup, hoping it will bring them clarity, strength, or a little spark of vitality, only to feel nothing change. They wait for energy that doesn't come. They wait for warmth that never reaches their hands or feet. They wait for better erections, but their body stays quiet. And in that silence, a man begins to wonder if his age is to blame, if nothing can help him anymore. That quiet fear sits deep in the chest. It weighs on the spirit. It makes a man feel older than he truly is. But the heartbreaking part is that the tea itself isn't the problem. The problem is how it's being prepared. When water is too hot, the delicate catechins break apart before you drink them. When tea is steeped too long, bitterness replaces potency. When men add the wrong ingredients, they unknowingly shut down absorption completely. And worst of all, When green tea is consumed alone, without certain natural enhancers, the body absorbs only a tiny fraction of its beneficial compounds. What could have supported blood flow is lost. What could have improved warmth, stamina, and confidence slips away untouched. Many men tell me they feel betrayed by their own efforts. They say, "Doctor, I tried. I really tried." And I see the frustration in their eyes, the exhaustion from doing everything right and getting nothing in return. But this isn't failure. This is simply missing information. Once you understand how green tea works inside an aging body, everything changes. For many of my patients, learning the correct method is like someone turning on the lights in a dark room they've been stumbling through for years. Suddenly, things make sense. Suddenly, there is hope again. And here's the remarkable, uplifting truth. When green tea is prepared the right way, its effects can be felt with surprising speed. Warmth returns, circulation wakes up. A man feels more present, more alive, more connected to his body. This isn't magic. It's simply giving your bloodstream what it has been hungry for. Now that you understand why your green tea hasn't been working, it's time to discover something far more exciting: the specific green tea formulas that can transform your circulation and energy. Let's begin with the first and most powerful variation. 4. Green tea plus fresh lemon, the absorption multiplier. Most men are stunned when they learn the truth about the drink they've been trusting for years. Nearly all the powerful compounds in green tea vanish inside the stomach before they ever have a chance to help your circulation. It feels almost unfair. You brew the tea, you drink it faithfully, you hope for better energy or warmer blood flow, yet your body receives only a tiny fraction of what you intended to give it. But the real shock is this: a single squeeze of fresh lemon can change everything. Not a supplement, not an expensive product, just lemon. The moment fresh lemon enters the cup, the fragile catechins in green tea, the very compounds your blood vessels depend on, suddenly become stable enough to survive. Without lemon, most of these compounds break down instantly. With lemon, your body absorbs up to 5 times more. For older men, this difference can feel profound. Imagine the warmth you've been missing slowly returning to your hands and feet. Imagine your morning blood flow feeling stronger, steadier, more alive. Imagine your energy lifting instead of fading by mid-afternoon. This isn't fantasy. It's biology responding to the support it has needed for years. When lemon stabilizes EGCG and other catechins, they can finally reach your bloodstream, where they begin to influence the delicate mechanisms that control circulation. Blood vessels soften. Nitric oxide rises. The pathways that stiffened with age begin to open again, even if only gently at first. That gentle shift is often enough to make a man feel like something inside him is waking up after a long sleep. But beyond the science, there is something emotionally powerful in this simple pairing. Many older men feel their bodies have become resistant to improvement. They tell me, "Doctor, nothing works for me anymore." And then, after adding lemon to their tea, they notice small changes: a sense of lightness in the legs, less chill in the fingers, a quiet warmth through the core. These small shifts mean hope. They mean the body is responding. They mean age has not won. There is something deeply comforting in realizing that you are not broken. You simply needed the right key. And sometimes that key is as humble as lemon. The ritual itself becomes therapeutic, boiling the water gently instead of harshly, letting it cool, squeezing fresh lemon, hearing the drops hit the cup, knowing you are creating something meant specifically for your aging blood vessels. Drinking slowly, feeling the warmth travel through your chest. This is more than a drink. It is a moment of reclaiming control over a body that has felt unpredictable for too long. And yet, as powerful as the lemon variation is, it is only the beginning. There is another version of green tea that does something very different. One that doesn't just support overall circulation, but reaches deeper into the pelvic region, awakening warmth and responsiveness in a way older men often believe is no longer possible. Let's explore that next. 5. Green tea plus ginger, the pelvic circulation activator. Most men are genuinely shocked when they learn that one of the biggest reasons their lower body feels cold, sluggish, or unresponsive has nothing to do with age itself, but with poor pelvic circulation that slowly tightens over the years. The real surprise is that ginger, something sitting quietly in almost every kitchen, has the power to awaken that deep, hidden network of blood vessels in ways plain water and even regular green tea never could. Ginger doesn't just warm the tongue or add flavor. For an older man, it can feel like someone turning the heat back on inside a part of the body that has gone quiet for far too long. When fresh ginger is added to green tea, something remarkable begins to happen beneath the surface. Ginger encourages blood vessels to relax and widen, especially in the pelvic region, where so many older men feel the effects of aging most intensely. It's not just about erections, though many men do notice a surprising return of responsiveness. It's about the entire lower half of the body feeling alive again. The legs feel lighter, the hips feel less stiff, the groin feels warmer, subtly at first, then unmistakably. That warmth is blood flow returning, breaking through years of tension, inflammation, and sluggish circulation. Emotionally, this shift can be profound. Many men in their 60s, 70s, and beyond quietly carry a sense of loss. They remember how their bodies once reacted instantly, how arousal used to rise naturally, how warmth used to spread without effort. And somewhere along the way, it stopped. Not all at once, but gradually. So gradually, they couldn't pinpoint the moment it slipped away. When ginger begins restoring pelvic warmth, it often stirs memories of what it felt like to be younger, more certain, more connected to their own body. These moments of return, even small ones, can feel like an unexpected gift. The preparation becomes a small ritual of self-respect. Slicing the ginger, adding it to the cup, letting the aroma rise with the steam, and knowing that each sip is reaching deeper than hydration ever could. Older men often tell me they feel the difference in their core, not just physically, but emotionally. It reminds them their bodies are still capable of change, still capable of responding, still capable of life. And that realization alone lifts a weight they have been carrying quietly for years. But what makes this version even more powerful is how ginger complements the natural properties of green tea. The tea supports overall circulation, while ginger directs that improvement into the pelvic area, the place aging men need it most. Together, they create a synergy that no single ingredient could achieve on its own. It's a simple, natural combination, yet its impact reaches into one of the most intimate parts of a man's identity. And as powerful as this formula is, there is an even stronger one that works on the same biological pathway as prescription ED medications, increasing nitric oxide in a way older men can feel with surprising clarity. That formula is coming next. 6. Green tea plus pomegranate, the nitric oxide power combo. Most men are stunned when they hear this, but one of the most powerful natural ways to support firmer, stronger erections works on the exact same biological pathway as prescription ED medications. It doesn't come from a pharmacy. It doesn't require a prescription. It comes from a fruit so familiar that most seniors walk past it in the grocery store without realizing the extraordinary strength hidden inside. Pomegranate is one of the richest natural sources of nitric oxide-boosting compounds ever discovered, and when combined with green tea, the effect can feel like someone finally turned the lights back on inside your circulatory system. Nitric oxide is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to relax and open. Without it, erections become slower, weaker, inconsistent. With it, blood flows more freely, more fully, more reliably. What many older men do not know is that as you age, your nitric oxide levels fall drastically. By the time you reach 60, your body produces only a fraction of what it once did. This is why so many men describe the same heartbreaking experience. They feel desire in their mind, but the body does not follow. The connection is lost, the frustration grows, the doubt creeps in. And with every failed attempt, a man loses a little more of the confidence he once carried so naturally. But when pomegranate enters the bloodstream, it supports nitric oxide production in a way few natural ingredients can. And when that pomegranate is paired with green tea, the effect becomes even stronger, as if each ingredient is amplifying the other. Men often describe an unmistakable shift. They say their body feels more responsive, more awake, more ready. They notice their erections becoming fuller, rising faster, holding longer. They feel warmth returning to the pelvis, a gentle pressure they haven't felt in years. These moments, though small at first, carry enormous emotional weight. For many older men, it feels like rediscovering a part of themselves they thought was gone forever. It's not just about intimacy, it's about identity, masculinity, and the quiet pride of knowing your body can still answer the call when you need it to. What makes this combination even more meaningful is that it gives men something they rarely find at this stage of life: hope that is grounded in real, biological change. When you sip green tea mixed with pure pomegranate juice, you are supporting the very mechanism that controls male performance. You are feeding the system responsible for confidence, for connection, for the moments that matter most between you and your partner. This is not a trick. It is not a fad. It is the body responding to nourishment it has been missing for years. And yet, as powerful as this nitric oxide boosting combination is, there is another variation of green tea that works on a completely different part of male vitality, one that doesn't just support blood flow, but fuels the stamina and inner strength that so many older men feel slipping away. Let's turn to that next. 7. Green tea plus raw honey, the energy and testosterone support tea. Most men never see it coming, but one of the most devastating changes after age 60 is not just weaker circulation or slower erections, it's the quiet loss of stamina that sneaks up on you. One day you feel steady and capable, and the next you find yourself tiring too quickly, losing strength in the middle of moments that once came naturally. It's a painful realization, one few men talk about openly. And yet the solution to this draining slowdown may be far simpler and closer than you ever imagined. Raw honey, added to green tea, carries a natural energy source so steady and so supportive to the male body that many older men describe the effect as finally feeling the fuel return to their system after years of running on empty. Raw honey contains natural enzymes and minerals, including boron, which has been shown to support healthy testosterone levels, something every aging man needs more of. Testosterone isn't just about libido, it's tied to confidence, vitality, physical stamina, and emotional drive. When levels fall, a man begins to feel himself slipping. His motivation fades, his energy thins, and his sense of masculinity grows quieter. Many men don't notice it happening. They simply assume they're getting old. But often, what they're really feeling is the slow starvation of a system that no longer receives what it needs to stay strong. When green tea and raw honey are paired, their effects become beautifully intertwined. The tea supports circulation, oxygen, and blood flow, while the honey feeds the system that governs energy and performance. Men often tell me that after drinking this combination, they no longer lose momentum halfway through the day. They feel steadier, more capable, more present. Their body feels fueled instead of drained. Even their mood shifts, lifting from the heaviness that low testosterone and fatigue so often create. It's as though something inside them wakes up, a quiet but powerful engine beginning to turn again. Emotionally, this can be transformative. Many older men carry a private sadness about losing their stamina. They feel embarrassed, frustrated, or defeated when their energy fails them during intimacy or daily life. But when strength begins to return, even in small waves, it brings back something deeper: dignity. A man feels himself standing a little taller, moving with more purpose, approaching his partner with more certainty. Small changes can restore a sense of pride that age quietly erodes. The ritual of adding raw honey can also feel symbolic. As the honey melts into the warm tea, there is a sense of nourishment returning, of sweetness flowing back into a life that may have felt drained for too long. It becomes a reminder that aging is not a straight descent. It can be shaped, supported, and softened when the body receives what it truly needs. And while this formula strengthens stamina and inner vitality, there is still one final variation of green tea, one that doesn't boost strength or nitric oxide, but something equally powerful: calm. Because for many older men, stress and tension silently choke blood flow long before biology does. And the last formula is designed to release that hold. Let's explore it now. 8. Green tea plus mint, the stress relief blood flow enhancer. Most men don't realize it, but one of the biggest threats to their circulation, and even their ability to get or stay firm, has nothing to do with clogged arteries or low hormones. It's stress. Quiet, invisible, unspoken stress. The kind that settles into a man's mind as he gets older, tightening his chest, shortening his breath, and silently constricting the very blood vessels he depends on. And here is the shocking truth. For many seniors, stress alone can restrict pelvic blood flow more severely than age itself. It can turn a simple moment of connection into frustration. It can make a man doubt himself, even when his body is still capable. But this is where mint, something so simple it is often overlooked, becomes one of the most powerful additions to green tea for an older man who carries more tension than he admits. Mint does something rare. It reaches both the body and the mind at the same time. Its natural compounds calm the nervous system, ease mental pressure, and relax the smooth muscles that line your blood vessels. When those muscles relax, blood flows more freely, not just to your hands and feet, but to your pelvis, where tension often hits the hardest. Older men describe it like exhaling after years of holding their breath. A softening, a release, a physical letting go that allows blood to move the way it wants to, instead of the way stress has forced it to. And the emotional weight of this shift cannot be overstated. Many seniors carry silent fears they never voice. Fear of not responding, fear of disappointing their partner, fear that their body is failing them. These fears live in the mind but show up in the body, tightening vessels, weakening circulation, blocking arousal. When mint begins easing that internal grip, something beautiful happens. A man feels himself returning. His confidence rises. His body feels less guarded, less defensive, more willing to cooperate. He becomes present again, not lost in worry, but grounded in the moment. Drinking green tea with mint becomes more than a habit. It becomes a pause in the day where the body is allowed to soften, where the heart rate steadies, where the mind unclenches. The warmth of the tea paired with the cooling lift of mint creates a balance older men respond to almost instantly. Some tell me their sleep improves. Others say their breathing slows. Many say their erections become easier, not because of physical change alone, but because the walls they've built inside themselves finally lower. For a man who has spent years tightening under pressure, this simple combination can feel like finding oxygen again. It reminds him that his struggles were never a failure of masculinity, but often just a response to stress that his body didn't know how to escape. Mint gives him an exit, a door back into himself, a chance to reconnect with his body in a way that feels calmer, safer, more natural. And now that we've explored all 5 blood flow boosting versions of green tea, there is one final message you need to hear, because how you use this knowledge next will determine the impact it has on your life. Let's bring it all together in the conclusion. 9. Conclusion. Bringing it all together for your health and confidence. When you step back and look at everything we've covered, a powerful truth becomes clear. Your body has not given up on you. Even if your circulation is slowed, even if your energy has faded, even if your erections have grown weaker or less predictable, these changes were never signs that you were broken or beyond repair. They were signals, quiet messages from your blood vessels, your hormones, your nerves, asking for support you simply didn't know how to give. And that is the lesson at the heart of all this. Aging does not take away your potential. It only demands a different kind of care. For so long, men over 60 have been told to drink more water, take it easy, or accept reality. But that advice ignores what decades of research now shows. The male body, even in the later years of life, is remarkably responsive when given the right nourishment. Green tea alone is a start, but when combined with the ingredients we discussed, lemon for absorption, ginger for pelvic warmth, pomegranate for nitric oxide, raw honey for stamina, and mint for stress relief, you create something far greater than a simple drink. You create a daily ritual that feeds your circulation, supports your confidence, and reconnects you to parts of yourself you may have missed for years. And perhaps the deeper lesson is this. Your health is not restored through force. It is restored through understanding, through learning the language of your aging body and responding with gentleness, consistency, and intention. A cup of tea may seem small, almost too small to matter, but when prepared thoughtfully, it becomes a moment each day where you choose strength over decline, hope over resignation, and possibility over fear. Many men tell me that what changes them most is not the tea itself, but the realization that their body can still improve, that their story is not fixed, that they are still capable of feeling warmth, vitality, desire, and connection. What you should carry with you now is not just information, but a shift in belief. You are not at the mercy of your age. Your circulation can awaken. Your stamina can return. Your erections can strengthen. Your confidence can rise again. And it doesn't require drastic measures. It begins with understanding what your body responds to and choosing to give it each day. So here is your invitation, your challenge, and your opportunity. Don't let this just be another video you watched. Let it become a turning point. Choose one of these green tea formulas and start today. Build the habit. Stay consistent. Give your blood vessels the support they've been missing. In a week, you may feel small changes. In a month, you may feel transformation. In time, you may rediscover a part of yourself you thought was gone forever. Your age does not decide your strength. Your choices do. And now, you know exactly which choices can lead you back to the man you still are, and the man you can continue to be. Before you leave, I want to ask you for something simple, yet deeply meaningful. If this video helped you understand your body, your health, or your confidence even a little bit more, please take a moment to support this channel. Hit the like button so this message can reach other men who are silently struggling and may not know where to turn. Share this video with a friend, a brother, or anyone you care about, because you never know who might need to hear it today. And I would truly appreciate it if you left a comment below. Tell me where you're watching from. Tell me what part of the video spoke to you, or simply tell me how you're feeling on your health journey. Your voice helps shape the content I create for you. If you'd like to go one step further and support this channel in a meaningful way, you can make a small donation using the link in the description. Every contribution, no matter how small, helps me continue producing research-backed, senior-focused health videos designed to improve your life. Thank you for being here. Your support keeps this mission alive.